Hey everybody, welcome to the Art of Relationships show. It's another fun-filled episode, but today it's maybe a little different. We're going to be talking about sex. So how is that different? I want to know if you feel you are goal-directed when it comes to intimacy in your relationship, okay? Oop. There we go. Hopefully a little technical glitch. Hopefully that won't happen anymore, okay? So hopefully everybody's doing okay. Now, goal-directed intimacy when it comes to this, and I'm hoping, TikTok doesn't block it since I am a mental health professional, relationship marriage counselor. They tend to edit the word sex, right? Or intimacy type aspects. So we're going to kick off the show, and I'll get more into this in a minute. Don't go anywhere. Here is the intro. Okay, welcome to another episode of the Art of Relationships show. As always, I am your host, Greg Dudzinski. I'm a fully licensed professional counselor here in Metro Detroit, Michigan. I'm a relationship and sex specialist. I have a lot of grief, a lot of trauma experience as well. And I've been doing this professionally for almost 23 years. Another 2 more weeks into August will be 23 years, okay? So I want to help people. That's my passion. Trying to help people, as always, have a great, happy, connected relationship, marriage, whatever you prefer, and also promoting self-love and self-respect and trying to heal the broken hearts, the shattered dreams. When a heart gets, ripped out, stomped on, crushed, I specialize also in healing after an affair. Most of my couples that I work with, one cheated, both cheated. And yes, people, just as many women out there as men now cheat. That is a reality, and that is researched, okay? There's a lot of biased research out there, but however, there's usually now anywhere a 2.25 to 5% differential between women cheating and men. Like many, many years ago, they used to say there was a 20-30% differential. That's not the case any longer, okay? So I appreciate Sunshine. Hey, what's happening? Her real tea. What's going on, people? So you can join in the live chat down below, people, as always. And you can throw your comments in there. And it doesn't have to be related to the subject at hand, which today we're talking about goal-directed intimacy. Is that your full focus when it comes down to intimacy, having sex? Are you worried or just focused on, obsessed with, that your partner gets off? And I hear it, Greg, isn't that the purpose, to get off, right? I look at it, that might be one purpose if it's a quickie, but if it's all the time, you're going to end up being bored. You're going to feel like you're not connected emotionally, mentally, soulfully when it comes into those situations, okay? And now, as my allergies are kicking up, people, sorry about this, as I gonna have to take an allergy pill. I'm human, okay? No drugs, it's allergy pill. There we go. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. And also, a huge thank you to the sponsor, Rougette.com, okay? You can check them out. You get a 15% discount. And I'll get more into this now. Check them out, Rougette.com/relationships. And it's, it's actually a 3-in-1 male enhancement aspect. And I know a lot of women out there, when is ours coming? There's a few out there, but there's mixed reviews on those elements to help women increase desire if that's so they choose. So check them out, Rougette.com relationships for a 15% discount. But I'll get into that a little bit later, okay? So please share share the episode, share the live feed on your page, wherever, timeline, wherever you're watching the Art of Relationship show. So going back to the subject at hand, and again, throw your comments down below, people, okay? Looking at, excuse me, goal-directed intimacy or goal-directed sex, you're just looking at getting off, right? Getting off, getting your partner off, and you lose that connection a lot, okay? I know I tripped over my tongue just now, but you lose the emotional connection, whatever, and that's where people look at, primarily let's look at women, where they say, I just feel like a piece of ass. I just feel like a piece of meat, those type of situations, okay? And you lose the eye-to-eye contact, the soulfulness. When I ask couples all the time, hey, you know what? When was the last time you feel connected? Last time you're making love, having sweet sex, right? Hey, Brentley, Amber, what's going on? Brittany, I appreciate everybody tuning in. And Nicole, I appreciate you joining in on Instagram too. Esther, thank you. So again, I appreciate everybody watching, but goal-directed sex, going back to when you're only focused on getting your partner off, or you're only getting off, okay? You think you're doing phenomenal. Oh, yeah, it was great, whatever. But because your person had an orgasm, does that mean that it was connected for them, right? And hey, I'm good, Amber. I appreciate you tuning in. So looking at those situations and looking at, a lot of people look at if their partner reaches orgasm, oh, everything's great. But it's a body physiological response to stimulation and orgasm, okay? So that's where you look at, that doesn't mean it's connected, soulful. That doesn't mean you're emotionally connected to your partner, and your partner usually feels it. I don't mean to, freak everybody out, create a lot of anxiety, even more so out there, but that's where I'm talking the truth, okay? And a lot of people will look at, you know what, yeah, I had an orgasm, but I just felt disconnected. Or your partner can't have an orgasm, maybe you can't, because you feel like your partner is not there emotionally, mentally. And that's what I said about talking about goal-directed intimacy, okay? Your goal, oh, I'm just going to get them to get off, and that's it, and you're focused on that, and all of a sudden, you know what? Why is your partner not connected? Why is your partner just rubbed raw? Because you're not connected there, okay? You're not connected here. You're not connected in the heart and the soul. And I know on TikTok, let's see if I can pull it up. Love Intentionally. And I have Stop Hate on the back. You can check that out under gear on the Art of Relationships.org as well, people. So that's, being able to understand that. How many people love connected sex, okay? Love it when you're eye-to-eye contact, where you feel your partner, they're there emotionally, mentally. And am I going to talk about all the time? No, there's sometimes you just want to have a quickie. You want to, get off, and that's fine, great. But if you have that all the time, there is going to be a huge disconnect sexually, intimately in your relationship or marriage. Not only that, what is going to happen is your partner is going to feel sort of bored. They're going to feel like they're going to lose interest in having intimacy with you at all. Because they're like, it's whatever, but I want to actually feel you. I want to actually feel what connected intimacy is when I talk about the mind, heart, soul, and body, right? Mind, heart, body, and soul of intimacy and about sex. So a lot of people look at, even with foreplay, right? It's almost like a checklist, right? And that's what I mean about goal-directed. You're like, okay, I licked there, I kissed there, check. You get me? But you're not enjoying the moment. You're not talking about the sensuality of intimacy with your partner, and your partner will realize this. Your partner will, wonder, hey, what's going on? And if they're afraid to hurt your feelings, and this goes for men and women, okay? This is not gender specific. For men, for women out there, they're going to be maybe afraid to tell you. They're going to, let's be real, right? They're going to distance themselves and, I'm not in the mood tonight. I'm not this, because they're going to feel like a piece of meat, or you're just trying to, oblige them. You're only trying to, again, meet that checklist. You're going to be goal-directed, and it's going to be pragmatic sex, and it's not going to be connected sex, okay? This is where I want people to understand and what's going on. What does that look like to you out there, people? And please, you know what? Join in the comments. Throw your comments down below, people. I'd love to hear, what your take is out there. And you can see my website down below, theartofrelationships.org. So check that out, okay? And then, please like and subscribe. And again, throw your comments down below. I'd love to hear your take. I'd love to hear your comments. How many times has your partner sort of complained about, hey, I don't feel connected. I feel like just a piece of meat. Or, oh my God, you're just going through the motions, right? That you're not really here. Your body is here, but I don't feel, you don't look at me. The soulful connection when we're making sweet love, when we're knocking boots, that type of situation. You know what? And I tell people, when was the last time, even making love or, during foreplay, do you feel your partner's heartbeat? Do you feel them breathing? You know what? Are you paying attention to that way, or are you just focused on getting off or getting your partner off, okay? And that's where I want people to understand and look at what is happening to them and what is going on in those situations, okay? So I want people to be able to look at, okay, what do I do to get more connected with my partner and get away from, let's face it, goal-directed intimacy, okay? And again, people, Sebastian, I appreciate, Feather, I appreciate Yolanda tuning in, okay? So please join, throw your comments in below, and it doesn't have to relate to today's topic or subject at hand, okay? Not at all. And that's where I want people to look at and what works for you to feel more connected, right? And you could feel like more connected that your partner wants to please you and they're into you definitely, physically, absolutely. But what does it also take when your partner is really not into it? You feel like your partner is just lazy. They're unmotivated or going through the motions, right? Just to get it over with. And these are all facets that I call goal-directed intimacy or goal-directed sex, okay? I want people to understand. I want people to look at, what are ways to break that you can feel more connected. And you can feel connected and still have fun. It can still be animalistic, rip your clothes off, that type of situation. It can be loving. It can be slow. It can be playful. All those things can be included, into your sexual repertoire, if you will, or lovemaking. And it doesn't have to be so focused on, oh my God, I'm going to make her come. I'm going to make her come. You get me? Or, oh my God, I hope he just comes and gets over and gets off of me, right? Yuck. And as you can see, the thumbnail, if you go to YouTube at LoveGuruGreg, you can see the love. I have a lady on there, young lady on there, sticking her tongue out in disgust, like, eh. So goal-directed, it's like gross, right? Looking at what ways do you feel like you can be more connected? And we all know we have moments we're tired. We have low energy, those type of situations. So can you just hold each other? Can you caress each other and not worry about making sweet love? And I tell people all the time, part of the goal-directed disconnected is when your partner whines, complains, pouts. And I know a lot of us men take the hit, right? I'm throwing a lot of men under the bus that they'll get angry, they'll get pissed, they'll whine, they'll complain. Oh my God, you whatever, right? And there's even jokes about this on social media where the guy, instead of giving his wife, girlfriend, whatever, a hug in the morning because they didn't do it in a few days, whatever, he's like fist bumping. Yeah. Hey, buddy, what you doing? You get me? So there's a lot of jokes around this. But all jokes aside, this is a lot of reality in people's life that you don't feel loved, you don't feel desired. And as part of this, because it's only goal-directed, going back to, oh, you just want me to be inside you. You want me just to feel, just to feel a certain situation, but it's not connected, okay? And when you have more connected intimacy, hey, Brittany, what's going on? Woohoo! So when you have more connected intimacy, you tend to want it more. Desire tends to increase. You feel wanted, loved for your heart, for your soul, for the person you are, not just for your body, okay? And that happens in people, in the one-night stands, whatever. I told you, I am definitely, I'm pro-sex, I'm all about, do your thing, whatever, as long as it's consensual. But don't lie, don't manipulate, you get me? Don't mislead people. Oh, I want a relationship when you really don't. You only want a one-night stand. Be open, be honest. Please, I shouldn't beg, but don't lie, don't manipulate. You're being a child instead of being an adult when that situation comes up, okay? So, being able to talk about intimacy, about sex in your relationship, I know is so not easy for a lot of people. Ooh, let me adjust the phone for TikTok. So I know it's not easy for a lot of people, okay? You're afraid to hurt your partner's feelings. But if you want to make it better, don't be afraid to hurt your partner's feelings. Hold on. I don't want that to be your intent. You get me? I want you to come from a place of trying to teach and trying to speak, hey, I'd love our sex life to be better, more. What do you mean? Our sex life isn't good enough for you? Oh my God, I'm not. See? And all our insecurities, and we're afraid how our person's going to react, instead of saying, hey, I'd like us to be more connected during intimacy. Well, I just feel like, you're just trying to get me off. You're just trying to get off and that's it. Are you ever connected? And some people feel like they are, or they believe they are, and you ask their partner, and I'll ask right here in my office, right? When was the last time you actually felt connected, making sweet love? When did you feel like your partner was into you, not only for your body, but also your heart, your soul, the person you are? You get me? And a lot of times they're going to feel like, well, I don't. Because we don't feel connected, outside the bedroom as well. And this is all part of it, absolutely, right? It's looking at, some people, I want to feel connected, so we're just going to have sex. But again, it's goal-directed. It's sort of out of obligation. You get me? It is sort of out of, maybe, I'll shut him up. I'll shut her up. Yeah, okay, I don't want to hear this, so I'm going to go ahead through it. And I'm like, yeah, yuck. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And I tell people, as always, I'm all about self-love and self-respect, okay, people? So why would you just be into, obligation, doing your, manly, womanly duty? Why would you do that to anybody and do that to yourself primarily when it turns into just goal-directed sex and goal-directed intimacy? Ask your partner, please, ask them if they feel connected. Ask them if, they feel the heart and the soul, they feel loved when it comes into making love, or does it feel like just a physical act to them? And again, at times, that's fine. That's all maybe what you want. Again, I don't decide that. But I'm talking more times than not, okay? And here is a little note talking about sex and increasing the intimacy and enhancing your sex life, okay? A note from today's sponsor, Rouget, Rugiet, and let me put the banner down below again. Ooh, where is it? There we go. You can check it out, rouget.com/relationships. So check them out. Guys, you're probably heard of Viagra or Cialis. Most of us have, right? Maybe you even tried them, but you're looking for something else beyond the usual pill. Rouget ready, okay? Other companies rely on similar ingredients to support blood flow, but Rougette Ready is a next-gen prescription treatment designed to help amplify arousal in the brain and increase blood flow. So not only blood flow, it also increases arousal in the brain, right? That's where most of it starts, right? So we can get, more serotonin, epinephrine, endorphins. We can get all into that, right? Dopamine levels in the brain. So if the usual pills still aren't doing the trick, Rougette Ready could be the answer, okay? It's a 3-in-1 formula, dissolves under the tongue. So instead of taking a pill, it'll dissolve under your tongue, okay? Which absorbs quickly, okay, real fast. So you'll be ready in just 15 minutes on average, not hours it might take for the other Viagra or Cialis, okay? And the effects, get this, people, the effects can last up to 36 hours. Not just 4 hours, not just a few hours, up to 36 hours, right? That means you can stay confident, present, and in control when the moment's right, which we're talking about sweet love, right? So, want proof? Over 150,000 men have made the switch, and you can read their customer reviews right on the their website. Rougette.com. It's on the bottom of the ticker down below, /relationships, okay? So, getting ready is simple. Rougette connects you with a board-certified doctor 100% online, and if prescribed, your treatment ships quickly to your door, okay? Connect with a provider at Rougette.com/relationships to see if a Rougette Ready prescription is right for you. You can use code relationships to get 15% off today, okay? That's Rougette, RUGIET.com/relationships, and use the promo code relationships to get 15% off today, okay? So head to Rougette.com/relationships, use the code relationships, and they'll let you know, they'll work with you, and you could be prescribed Rougette Ready 3-in-1 today, okay? So, individual results may vary with prescription treatment, as most people know, but I'm reading a disclaimer, okay? Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. So please visit Rougette.com/relationships for the full safety information, okay? So check them out. And the 3-in-1 treatment dissolves under your tongue and ready in 15 minutes, not waiting around, people checking, hey, did your pill kick in? Hey, are you ready yet? You get me? Only 15 minutes instead of an hour or more, okay, at best. So check them out. And going back to goal-directed intimacy and goal-directed, sex, when it comes to it, what do you feel when the last time maybe that happened, right? Where you felt like your partner just wanted to get off, or they just wanted you to come and then be done and leave them alone. What's that feel like? I want to know, join in the chat below, like I said, to throw in comments. What does that feel like? Does it feel like you were just being used? You were just brushed off? You were just, someone just was obligated. They weren't really into it. They weren't really into you. And that's where I ask people all the time, do you regret making love? Do you regret following through with it? Well, I didn't want to, but it'll shut him up. It'll shut her up. Because if we don't make sweet love or have sex ever so often, you know what? I hear it all the time. You don't love me. You don't desire me. You don't find me attractive. How many people are in there? And I'm looking at, sex is a big way of showing an expression that you are attracted. You desire your partner, but you also desire them emotionally, mentally, the person they are, right? Men, you can get a blow-up doll. Women, there's all toys to take care of if it's goal-directed sex. So why would you want to be with the partner if you don't want to feel, right, the emotional connection, the mental connection, the heart and soul connection during sex, during making sweet love, okay? And these are situations where I want people to understand, there's a huge difference, and to be able to, relate to your partner and talk about it. Well, I don't know what emotionally connected is. Well, part of it is, looking at each other's eyes, right? The windows to your soul. That is one way to connect. A lot of people feel awkward. They feel anxious. The anxiety kicks up a lot of bit because I don't want to be fully seen. But if you don't, and I'm not talking being fully seen, they can be fully seen naked, but they can't be fully seen emotionally with their heart, their soul. And it rips, and it's not easy. I get that. But a lot of times when we don't want to be fully seen, it turns into goal-directed sex. It turns into, my apologies, disconnected sex in the bedroom, which turns a lot of people off, okay? And you wonder why it is limited. You wonder why your sex life is not that fulfilling, and you wonder why the frequency is down. And we can, not only these aspects, right, in full disclosure, there could be medical issues going on, blood pressure, certain medications can kill desire. So there's a lot of situations out there, not just, not connected during sex. There could be medical issues. And I tell people, see your PCP, your primary care physician, to check all that out, blood work, to see if there is something medically going on. That's one of the first things I ask people. When was the last time you had your blood work done? Your estrogen levels, your testosterone levels, those type of situations, thyroid levels. They can all play a role in desire. But today, if your medical condition is fine, no issues there, and you are disconnected, you're not turned on by your partner, I'm looking at the emotional, the mental elements. And of course, maybe the physical is not that great either. Number one, are you able to talk to your partner about that to try to improve it? Hey, I'd like you to touch me here. I'd like you to touch me there. Or, I'd like you to look at me when we're making sweet love. And I get people all the time, women, Greg, I'll break my neck that way, right? If he's behind her doing doggy style, right? Joking around, being a smart. I don't want you to break your neck. Maybe get a mirror so you can have that eye-to-eye contact, okay? I want people to look at, again, how do you improve your life? Not only physically, right? Absolutely. However, emotionally, mentally, and soulfully, do you feel each other breathing? Do you listen to each other maybe moan a little bit? Can you hear each other's breath? Can you feel it? Can you feel each other's heartbeat? And you can, by your chest to chest, right? You can, by putting your hand there. And I know ladies, some ladies have, different sized boobs, breasts, right? We know that. So it might be more difficult to feel it, but you can still do it. You can go higher on the chest to still feel your lady's heartbeat, that type of situations. Because when you feel that, it makes you feel more connected. It's almost like automatically, right? So when you start paying attention to this, you're going to start moving away from a purely, goal-directed, sort of physical-only based sex. And you're going to feel your sex life improve and, get a lot better and feel more connected. You're not only going to feel great physically, hopefully, you're going to feel that love sort of flourishing and flowing and becoming more deeper, even outside the bedroom, okay? So check that out. Check out my website, theartofrelationships.org, people. And again, check out rougette.com/relationships and enter the code relationships for 15% off for the 3-in-1 male enhancement treatment. If you're sick of the side effects with strictly Viagra or Cialis. With Cialis, you can't drink wine or it'll kill the effectiveness, just to throw that out there. A lot of people don't know that. I take Cialis, and I'm wondering why it's not working. But the chemical compound in Cialis, not that it's, terrible, but with wine specifically, it can, disrupt the effectiveness with Cialis and make it ineffective, okay? So check out rougette.com/relationships again. And please follow, me at LoveGuruGreg all over social media. And if you want to check out all the other episodes, probably the easiest way is on YouTube at LoveGuruGreg. So check those out. And I appreciate everybody tuning in, joining in. And please, any questions you have, email me. Go to my website. I have a contact form. My email's on there. theartofrelationships.org. And everybody, I appreciate your time. I definitely appreciate your effort tuning in. Thank you so much, okay? Many peace and love wishes to everybody out there. Take care. Bye-bye.